So, lesson 1 in Insightly CRM. So what we're going to be doing today, we're just going to be talking through what Insightly looks like. Now, I've set up a demo pack for you to have a look, so it's got some field input. Insightly CRM is a free package. There are paid plans you can pay for, but up to 2,500 records you can have for free. Now, I just wanted to show you a little bit around the dashboard. So at the top here, we've got your home page. Now, if you click on the home in Insightly, once you've started using it, you can have a look at who the top sales reps are in your company, a pipeline funnel. You can look at total sales. You can then check by the opportunities by state, anything in the pipelines. But when you set up a fresh Insightly, you'll always be given this demo page so you can have a look what things could potentially look like. After that, when you do log on, you'll have all of your information for your organization. So a great feature of Insightly is your tasks. Now, what your tasks can do, say you've rang a customer, you might be a business development officer on an apprenticeship program or work experience. You might ring a company, say for example Sainsbury's, and ask them if they've got any vacancies for work experience. Sainsbury's might tell you to ring you back in 6 months, which really, if you stick that on a post-it note or a to-do pad, you could forget. So what Insightly enables you to do is add Sainsbury's as an organisation and then attach a task to that. And that task could be ring Joe Bloggs at Sainsbury's at 6 months' time. So in 6 months, you'll get a reminder, which will then come to your email to remind you to ring Joe Bloggs on that day, which normally 6 months' time, you can't remember things, can you? So the Contacts tab, this is where all of your contacts, your partners or qualified contacts that are currently moving through your business process are going to be. So Insightly's telling me to click on Albert's record. So we can see from this dummy record that it's Albert Lee. We can see Insightly is giving him an organisation of Globex. It's got a phone number, an email. The contact owner is myself because Insightly's telling me I've put that contact in. Now, what Insightly gives you is basically a pen portrait of Albert and his company, and it keeps it there. But what we need to be really mindful of is GDPR as well, and we need to have permission that those people will let us keep their details in a database. So make sure you go through the GDPR compliance. The next tab I want to show you is organisations. So we've added a contact, we've talked about Albert, and then you've got your different organisations. So if we click on an organisation here, that will just show you what is covered in an organisation on Insightly. So again, you've got a record ID, you've got the company, you can link a contact and an organisation together, and you can enter all of the details that you have for that business into this organisation field. Moving on to the leads tab. This is any leads that you may have spoken to. It's a prospective clients or potential opportunities that you haven't qualified just yet, so you haven't got them. But it's a great place to add all of your leads. So if we just click on Brian White here, what we've got here, Brian White is a manager and it's got lead status closed disqualified. So that's telling me that we've attempted contact and we can't make contact anymore. So we're assuming that Brian isn't a lead in that instance. Your opportunities, these are designed for managing your sales pipeline and potential deals. Okay, so we're going to click on one of these and that's telling us that this opportunity is won. So we've gone in there, we've tried to get business from them, and you can see the current status is won. Now I will go into details of all of these tabs later on, but this lesson was just to show you exactly what all of the tabs do. So down on projects, projects can be customized to fit most internal and external project needs. So we're going to click into this again. So it's a little bit like project management. You can track the progress of everything that's going on and you can plan everything in here. So when we look down, it's telling us again the company ID, the project name, status completed. It'll also tell us the user responsible for completing that project. Now, it's a really useful tool, the project. You might not need your project management tool once you've got this. However, that's up to you as an organisation to decide. We move on to the email tab. which is blank. However, this is an Insightly internal thing. So on the received emails, this will start filtering through once you're putting all of your stuff into Insightly. However, you may not want to use the internal feature. You may want to just use your own email box. I know what it's like. You can get confused. Your calendar, self-explanatory. You can use this inbuilt calendar. You may want to use the Outlook one in your email. It's entirely up to yourself. The dashboards, again, that just tells you standard dashboards, opportunities, projects and leads dashboard. You can decide whether you want to add a new dashboard to this standard dashboard tabs. And then last of all, you have the report. Now these can be anything from who you've contacted, the contact activity report, any linked ones to organisations. You might want to run a lead report to see how many leads you've got in a month or a week. You may want to see how many opportunities have been raised, because as business development, we all do it in one way or another. We seek to get new business. You might not win, but you've worked your backside off to try and get those leads. So all those opportunities are really good things. So a CRM works really, really well. I mean, when I worked in business development, for an example, you don't want an organisation to look unprofessional by everybody ringing Sainsbury's to see if they've got any work experience. You want your team to be able to look on Insightly, look on any notes, look at the tasks and say, oh, actually, Joe Bloggs rang Sainsbury's last week. They're not interested till 6 months' time. What you don't want is no information there, because as an organisation, it looks very unprofessional. The main tabs that I use when I use Insightly are the tasks, the contacts and the organisations. Those are my 3 key ones. My opportunities, I use those just when I start talking to a new business. But what I can also start to use is tabs, which we will be going into in different tags within the system. But this recording was basically just to go through the dashboard and all of the tabs on Insightly, just so you can get familiar with them. So I'd like you to now log into your Insightly account. If you haven't got one, you might just want to create one. It's free. And then what I would like you to do is just have a play about with it, or rewatch this video and get familiar with the tabs on Insightly.